Hello everyone, just making a quick video for all you that are going to be joining us working the audio video live streaming up here at the sound booth. And so just want to keep this brief, walk through with you all of the steps to come in here, power on the equipment, get it prepared for the worship team to be able to have their microphones live and the room to have their sound, as well as the viewers at home to be able to log into the YouTube channel and watch the service live. All right, so to do that, we are going to first power everything on. The entire system is controlled by this one power switch on the power conditioner. And we turn that on, you see that the onboard or the outboard gear powers up, as well as now we have the mixer that controls the room acoustics. So anything in here for the attendants to listen to will be controlled with this mixer. And then in tandem, we have a broadcast mixer. These two mixers are independent of each other, but they are verbatim as far as the channels go. So if you're mixing in-house and you need to control any of the vocal mics or the instrument mics, lapels there. So every channel is identical on this board, but they are independent of each other. All right, so you're controlling two separate mixes. All right, so that's powered on, and you can see as well the blue lights up top. That power also controls the power to the main room speakers. It does not turn on the power for the stage monitors. That amplifier is located behind the drum booth. You'll see that amplifier on the shelf. And after you power on the front of house, which is this, you can go back there and power that on. At the end of the service, you would do the reverse. You'll turn off the monitors first, then you will power down all this equipment. All right, so we have the power to everything, and next I would come and I would power on the computer. Now sometimes the power pack inside goes to sleep. If for some reason the front button is non-responsive, on the back, right where the power cord plugs in, you'll feel there's a little black button in there. If you just push that button and hold it for a minute, you'll hear the computer charge up, and you can come back here and this button should work. But if for some reason you hold that and it's not powering on, just go to the back and power that up. Next thing would be we want to power up the video camera. It does not have an on-off switch. The only way to power it on and off is to close or open the viewfinder. So we would come here, open that up. Now, in order to close the viewfinder, we have to disconnect the cable that we connect it with. So that would be sitting here, and you see there's a little port. We would plug that in. Sorry for that. And we would take the time there to adjust our viewing angle. And now that connects the camera to the computer. Coming to the computer now, it's powered up. The login information password is written down on the base of the monitor. I'm just going to take a moment to log in now. Okay, we're logged in. And the home screen is going to be very simple. There's two icons that are available as a single click on the taskbar. Both programs we'll be utilizing. The first one we open up is OBS, Open Broadcast Studio. This is something that you can download for free at home. I encourage you to possibly install this software on your computer and play with it so you can understand the interface a little bit and get familiar with some of the settings. We use the most basic settings for this application, but certainly if you want to become more advanced and understand it a little bit more deeper, it is a free download, so I encourage you to check that out. The first screen that we have on the left is a preview screen, which means that is the content that we're going to get ready for us to move over to this screen, which is the program. The program is the content that's being pushed to YouTube for live stream. By default, we have our FMC thumbnail, pardon me, available. And the way that we get that up is on this menu here, the sources menu. It's the hierarchy of whatever's at the top is what is going to be available. So at the start of the service at 10:25, when we get to live streaming, this would be the first thing that we have, and we would be preparing ourselves at 10:30 to go live. So we would take the Sony Handycam, we would push it to the top, and that means we're prepared for going live. Now, for us to go live, we need to get onto the internet through the Chrome browser, and both the YouTube channel is located either up here or on the Google bar, and it's always stayed signed in. If you see the FMC red logo, you'll know that it is logged in. If not, once again, the passwords are written down on the base. But if you do see that and you're ready to go, on the top right corner, we would go to the little video icon. We would click that and we would say go live. That's going to bring you to the live stream page. Now it's going to continue to sit there and think, because we need to actually tell OBS to broadcast into YouTube. First thing we want to do is come to our title, and we want to edit this with the name and date of the weekend that we're broadcasting. So this one pass was October 18th. I'll just leave that for now. We come down here, we look, select the stream key. We've made one that's FMC 720, which is set for the resolution and the stream rate that we have available. So you can select that. And the stream key, we need to copy this stream key so that we can paste it into our encoder, which is OBS. So we can take and copy that. Once we copy that, we can go back to OBS. And over here in the controls pane, you can go to settings. And in settings, we would go to stream. We would make sure that our stream service is indeed YouTube. And I'm just going to erase the previous stream key that was in there from last time. And I'm going to paste in the new one. And hit OK. Now it's not streaming yet, and we come over to the controls once again and we hit start streaming. And down in the taskbar you'll see that it's telling you some information about it. 0 frames dropped, green means good, and it's telling you the kilobytes per second that it's for streaming at. So now if we go back to YouTube, it could take up to about 10 seconds for it to be responsive, but what you're seeing here now means that we're actually broadcasting live. So at that time, we could check our stream health. If there's any issues with the audio or video, there'll be information here to let you know if there's something happening, and you can troubleshoot that accordingly. But that would be what we'd have broadcasting from 10:25 until the time that the service starts. So now I want to go back here, and the minute that, once this is up, we want to make sure that this is our audio bar here. And we want to make sure that the audio is muted up until the time where the people are on stage and we're putting out the information. So you can just have that muted. Once you see that the stage is set and the worship team is ready, you could go to transition. We would transition the camera over to live, and we would unmute the audio. And during that time, this is the mixer that you would use to adjust microphones. So let's just say, pretend we have 2 vocal microphones going, and possibly the piano, and maybe acoustic guitar. And we listen to what we're mixing through the headphones. The main volume for the headphones is down by the main left and right output, which is right here. And you can adjust that for the level that you're comfortable with. All right, and so we're live, the audio is unmuted, and it would continue like that throughout the course of the service, and you would work the mixer board accordingly. If we switch from worship to the service, and the service involves a lapel, we would unmute the lapel. And I do suggest muting any of the open mics during that time, because in the broadcast you will hear those microphones pick up the room echo, and so it's always best to have those muted off so that we're only just using the one source. And then the reverse, when the worship team goes back on, we would mute the lapel and turn on the band back on. All right, and we'd go through the service, and then it would come to an end. So at the end we could say bring the logo back up to the top. We could transition that over. And once everybody starts leaving, we could also hit mute. Then at that time, I would go to the live stream. You see a change to our outro logo. And you come up here and hit end stream. Are you sure you want to end? Yes. You can edit this here if you forgot to change the date or anything, but everything's fine, so we would just hit dismiss. And up to about 5 minutes time there, that'll upload and be available for review on the FMC YouTube channel. All right, so now we can close the browser. And OBS is done. You can see here it's going to say still streaming, but it's not actually encoded to YouTube, so it's not really doing anything. But we can stop the stream. We can close this. Turn off the computer. Okay. And the worship team will be wanting to get off stage, so we can mute all the channels. And same thing here, if you're doing the house mix as well, come over here and mute all the channels. And we would go turn off the monitors for the stage, and then we could come here when we're finally ready to leave, and we could turn off power, which powers off everything. Now the camera will stay on because it's switched to battery power. If you want, you can disconnect the cable and close the viewfinder, and that'll power it down. And that's it. All right, everyone. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.